referee man of the match, Josh Brewer.
All right. I'm getting back to you a little bit late here. We had some technical difficulties, but here's the kickoff for the D2 Dallas Rugby Football Club. It looks like the ball went out of bounds and will come out. We'll be coming back for a midfield scrum. We've got a veteran forward pack starting here today. We'll see what this scrum battle will have in store. Looks to be a cracker of a match. And Kansas City feeds the ball in. Looks to be a relatively neutral scrum. Dallas defense immediately meeting Kansas City with pressure. And the Dallas defense again continues the theme of the day to be putting pressure on their opponents. Is unfortunately penalized for not letting go. You do have to release after you tackle. Dallas being penalized here early. Kansas City will have a penalty advantage. They opt to kick the ball out of bounds. And it will be a Kansas City line out in just inside the Dallas territory. Kansas City looks to be going with a 5-man setup here. The ball is immediately thrown in. Jersey recovers the ball, and Dallas is in control of possession at the moment.
Way to get up, boys! Way to get up!
That ball is brought into contact by Boogie. He's immediately met with contact. Here comes Pinky, and here we go down the line. Our number 14, Davidson. The Dallas Reds are on the front foot here. And it looks like Kansas City was penalized for bringing down the maul. Dallas will have a penalty advantage here just outside of the 22 and will opt to kick the ball into touch for a line out right around the 5-meter line. Dallas going with a full line setup. Al Johnson throwing the ball in. Boogie's lifted in the air, and here comes the Dallas Maul. Let's see if they can push the Kansas City defense across the line. Rumbling, bumbling, razzle dazzle, and Boogie puts it down for a try for the first score of the game. Colin Boogie Yarian, a 10-year veteran of the Dallas Rugby Football Club, brings it down for the first try of the game. 5-0 Dallas as Schultz lines up to kick the conversion. And here's the kick. It's up. It's through the uprights, and we have our Conversion good. 7-0 Dallas. Kansas City modestly running. No hurry, it looks like, to kick the ball back to the Dallas offense.
Where's the cursor?
And here's the kickoff. The ball is fielded by Alex Campbell. Alali, excuse me. And Dallas, Pinky brings the ball into contact. Dallas moving forward ever so slowly but surely. And here it goes out on the wing. Dallas surging right now. And here's Pinky, brings the ball into contact. And Dallas is on the move again. The ball going left to right very quickly. And here's Bryant. Oh, and Schultz brings the ball in for another try for Dallas. And he's underneath the post. There will be no conversion needed. That's another 7 points for Dallas. Dallas quickly going up 14-0 over the Kansas City Blues.
They might be making him kick on this game. Yeah, he's kicking on.
I'm being told that that MLR rule was in play last game, but we will actually see a conversion kick here. It will be from dead straight in front of the uprights. They say there's nothing easy in rugby, but this is an easier conversion. Kansas City having a quick huddle underneath the uprights to discuss what's going on, having quickly been put under the gun. 14-0 as Dallas converts. This D2 Dallas side has quite a few veterans that are lining up here and are applying a lot of pressure to this Kansas City side early. Kansas City lines up to kick the ball back to Dallas. The kick's up. The ball is fielded and brought up into contact. Here comes Pinky on the run, moving right to left, or left to right. Dallas moving the ball upfield. The Kansas City defense is able to meet the Dallas offense before they are making the gain line. The pass goes outside to Alex Ilali. Noodles bringing the ball up into contact, and he's swarmed by Kansas City defenders. Dallas is penalized for off the feet in the ruck, not releasing. Kansas City will have a penalty advantage here. They'll opt to kick the ball, and they do so getting just across Dallas territory with a generous spot by the touchy.
Just because? Yep. Pretty badass. You know why he did that? Because he wants to have a vote in June.
Kansas City throws the ball in. The throw not straight, but the ref does not see it.
You know that I'm still going to be doing a lot of work. That's what I'm saying.
Dallas defense immediately meets. And the ball looks to be, it went straight down, so there is no advantage. Dallas on the run now, moving into Kansas City territory. And here's Dave Ramsey bringing the ball up into contact. Dallas bringing the ball in. Noodles brings it into contact. Let's see. O'Neal brings the ball deep into Kansas City territory, and Dallas is now on the move. Kansas City scrambling to recover on defense. Boogie gets the ball and immediately levels one defender and is brought down finally by 2 or 3 Kansas City defenders. Dallas has a penalty advantage taken quick, and there's the try brought down by Jersey for another Dallas try. That moves our score to 19-0. Dallas Rugby Football Club to Dallas doing the hard work here early and being rewarded on the scoreline. 19-0, and we're awaiting a conversion kick here. Alex Alali lines up to take this conversion attempt. He has been Schultz. Schultz is actually lining up to take the... Okay, Brian O'Neal. And the kick is no good.
So you got to switch Schultz and O'Neal.
The score remaining 19-0. And Kansas City will come back to kick the ball off to the Dallas Rugby Football Club. Kansas City has, as of yet, no answer for the Dallas offensive pressure. Hopefully they can find an answer soon, or this game may get out of control very fast. And the ball's kicked off, but is bounced back to Kansas City. Kansas City regains possession and is now knocked the ball on to Schultz. Schultz moves the ball up. He loses the ball. Kansas City recovers. The ball is again on the ground. Dallas recovers. And it looks like Dallas has been penalized. I'm not quite clear on what that penalty was for, but Dallas is back 10 meters, and Kansas City kicks the ball in for touch, but it doesn't quite make it there. Noodles bringing the ball up. He breaks one contact, breaks another. Oh, and is leveled. Dallas retains possession through a ruck. Here comes Pinky, who offloads out to Colin Yarian. Here comes Colin down the side. Davidson bringing it in for another Dallas Reds try. He's fighting to make it back to the post, but doesn't quite make it there. I'm sorry, that was Alex Ilali who brought that in. I'm only as good as my roster list, ladies and gentlemen, and it is a constantly evolving list here. So I will do my best to try to get you the correct names and numbers.
He does one game and he thinks he's Jim Nance over here.
Dallas continues their streak of dominance as we line up again. Alex Ilali kicking for a conversion.
No, that's Brian O'Neill. I said 12 is O'Neill. I told you to switch. 14 is Ilali.
Conversion good. 6-0.
All right, so that was Mike O'Neill with the Brian O'Neill. Sorry, there's too many O'Neills to keep up with. Brian O'Neill with the conversion there. Dallas leads 26-0 as they prepare to take yet another kickoff from the Kansas City Blues. This kick goes deep into Dallas territory, bounces all the way back to the try line, and will be touchdown for the 22 kick. Kansas City doesn't look to have a lot of depth to this kick, and the ball will drop in between. Kansas City bringing the ball up, moving the ball right to left. I think this is the first time that Kansas City has had the ball for this amount of time. Dallas has been firmly in control of possession as till now. Ramsey with the tackle, and Kansas City will reset and bring the ball up. Their number 7 causing some trouble for the Dallas defense as Colin Boogie Arian finally makes a tackle. A little chip through their number 10, and the ball's recovered by Noodles, who takes 3 players to take him down. Kansas City being penalized for a high tackle on Noodles, and we will have a Dallas penalty advantage. Dallas kicks to touch, and it's a beautiful kick that sails into Kansas City territory just outside of the 22. Dallas will be set up deep in Kansas City territory. Let's see if the Kansas City defense has an answer for the pressure that Dallas has been putting on them. So far, they have been unsuccessful, and the ball is thrown in not straight. Kansas City will have an option on what they would like to do here. And it looks like Kansas City will opt for a line out of their own. They go with a 5-man setup, and the ball is knocked back by Pinky. Dallas surging forward. A high pass is brought down. We have yet another Kansas City penalty for a high tackle. And Kansas City failed to retreat the full 10 yards, and they will again be penalized. Dallas surging forward inside the 5.
Getting interrupted with his flow. He's on the flow, right? He's getting paid. He's getting paid.
Hey, how you going, mama? Good to see you, man. Hey, I'm having a great fucking time doing this shit, man.
Dallas lining up for a 5-meter scrum. Let's see if...
Ooh, ouch. Boogie Mc...
Don't ever associate me with that Albertsons commercial.
Hey, we should get him a Shrek-mobile like Booger-mobile. Oh, is that for you? Oh my God, that is
Dallas with the put in the scrum here. Putting pressure, driving forward. Dallas inching forward. The jersey gets the ball out of the back. And here comes JP for the try. Dallas seemingly scoring at will. Can Kansas City provide any resistance in this game? They'll have to go back to the drawing board, it seems, to stop this Dallas onslaught. 31-0. Dallas Rugby versus the Kansas City Blues. Again, I'd like to take this time to remind our viewing public that we are here for Community Day, raising awareness for ALS, raising money for the Attack Life Sloan Foundation, for Dallas Rugby Football Club member Nick Sloan, who was diagnosed in 2020 with ALS, a horrible, horrible disease that we are trying to raise money for and raise awareness for to try to find a cure. And we just want to thank everybody again for tuning in today. Dallas with the conversion kick here, and it is just good. Dallas goes up another 2 points, 33-0. Need to check. And Kansas City again will come back to midfield to kick the ball back for after another Dallas Rugby try. The ball is a short kick up. It's missed by Ramsey. Dallas somehow able to maintain possession, and now we're looking at a maul situation. The maul is brought down, but it looks like Kansas City has regained possession. Dallas penalized for being offsides. Kansas City with the quick tap, bringing the ball up. And the ref will again stop play, and he'll have a word with Colin Boogie Yarian, who is shown a yellow card, unfortunately. And he will unfortunately have to take 10 minutes off in the sin bin. Boogie is no stranger to the sin bin, but I do think that was a bit undeserved there. Kansas City with a quick tap, surging forward. Their number 10 fighting down inside the 5. Dallas scrambling to defend. Kansas City looks to... Oh, they lost the ball outside. Oh, what a pass. What a catch, and it's brought down. Somehow Kansas City is maintaining possession after some sloppy ball play, but it eventually catches up to them. Up, and Dallas is again penalized with Now 2 penalties inside our own 22. Kansas City will take this straight up, and Dallas, fighting down a man, continues to defend.
Do you want to interview the man down over here? The yellow card? He's good. He's out. Never mind. Take a breather.
And we will have a scrum situation here, just about 5 meters out. Kansas City with the put-in on the scrum. Dallas pushing the Kansas City pack back. Dallas recovers on the 5-meter scrum and is surging forward. Oh, what an offload! It is unfortunately dropped for a knock-on, and we will come back to a scrum in front of the goalpost at around the 22-meter line. Dallas again fighting right now, down a man until Boogie can get back in the game. Kansas City with the put in for the scrum. Dallas dominated the last scrum. Let's see if they can continue that here now in front of their own try zone. A little discussion being had between the ref and the 2 scrum halves, but we're back to action here. And the ball's put in. Dallas again puts pressure on the scrum, but the 8-man comes up with the ball. Fry ends up coming up with it. Fry. Here comes Noodles up the side. He breaks 1 tackle and is immediately met with contact from 2. Stripped by the number 15 from Kansas City, but he is drove out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Your guy had the ball. Do you know the rules?
Commentate. I need you to commentate.
Due to a horrible decision by the touch judge, Kansas City will maintain possession. And the ball is not thrown in straight, so it looks like karma comes back to...
Rugby justice. Rugby justice. Ball don't lie.
That is the definition of rugby justice right there. A horrible call by the touch judge is reversed by a horrible throw-in.
Get back on the field. I do. Hey, trust me, it's not all cracked up.
Dallas will have the scrum input here.
Soon enough.
Dallas has been the dominant team in terms of scrummaging here, and it looks like somebody was pushing too early. So we will realign here for another attempt at this scrum. Dallas maintains possession with the scrum and now drives the ball forward. The ball is spun out wide. Noodles now brings the ball up through contact, taking 3 defenders with him. Jersey spins the ball out. Alex Ilali brings the ball up. He shakes one defender, shakes another. Boogie. Pinky trying to keep up with Alex Ilali's speed, but he will not. Alex Ilali brings the ball in for another Dallas try underneath the posts, and the score now is 38-7. Oh, excuse me, 38-0. Kansas City has yet to put the ball in for a try. The Dallas offense seemingly able to score at will.
Should I introduce yourself to the viewers? I think they need to know. The world needs to know.
I'm being asked by my management team to introduce myself to the viewing public. This is Chris Shrek Hopkins announcing for your Dallas Rugby football team. And I'm a first-time announcer, long-time rugby enthusiast. Having a very, very enjoyable time here announcing this game, doing the commentary, play-by-play, whatever you might want to call it. I don't want to associate myself with the greats as of yet, but I could be on my way.
Mount Rushmore commentators over here.
Kansas City again lining up for another kickoff here in the first half. They have to be tired of giving it back to Dallas. That kick doesn't quite make the 10 meters needed, but... And we will go back to midfield for a scrum. Dallas will have the input here. The Dallas forward pack as of yet has been putting the pressure on the Kansas City forwards, dominating the scrum.
With a man down.
With a man down. And we've got about 2 more minutes on the sin bin before the Dallas Rugby team will be back to full strength with a very well-rested Boogie Yarian coming back in, I'm sure, with a chip on his shoulder. We're being told that we have 1 minute left on the sin bin until Dallas was back at full strength.
Who told you that?
Dallas successfully hooking the ball back and retaining possession via the scrum. The ball bounces in an unfavorable way for Dallas, and Kansas City retains possession but is immediately penalized. Offsides is the call. And Dallas will be kicking for touch here inside the Kansas City territory. And Boogie makes it back onto the field. Now the Dallas Reds are back at full strength, and they have a line out right outside the 5 meter line. Let's see what comes of this situation. Kansas City has not been able to stop the onslaught that the Dallas Rugby Football Club has put on. And here's a maul. Dallas driving. The ball is taken off the back by Brady. The ball spun out. Alex Ilali gives a nice little offload, but it is intercepted, and Kansas City is able to finally stop the Dallas offense from converting a try. Dallas defense swarming right now as Kansas City struggles to bring the ball out of their own 22. Dallas is penalized for offsides.
Good defense there, good defense.
And Kansas City will now kick for touch. Maybe 5 meters gained on that kick. And Kansas City will now have a line out just outside their 22-meter line. Five-man setup for Kansas City as they approach this line-out situation. The ball is overthrown. Al gets the ball, taken down immediately. And Kansas City is penalized for not rolling away. Dallas with a little chip kick. It's caught. And another try for the Dallas Reds. The ball is put down right in between the posts.
Who scored? O'Neal.
And that try was put down by...
Hey, Stewart, was that O'Neal?
Ilali with the try. Brian O'Neal with the try.
Shit.
I apologize. It is a little hard to see the numbers and match up the names quick enough to get that to you guys, but I will continue in my effort to... Kansas City underneath their own goalposts, looking a bit out of sorts. That try, the extra point conversion was good, and now brings the score to 47-0. Dallas Rugby to the 0 of Kansas City. Kansas City will again come back to kick the ball back to Dallas, having no answer for the Dallas offensive onslaught. Here comes the kick. The ball is held up in the wind and it just barely crosses the 10-meter line. It's knocked back to Kansas City. Kansas City inside Dallas territory starts to move the ball up, tossing the ball backwards. They're not gaining positive meters, and Dallas is rewarded with penalty advantage as Kansas City did not release the ball, and Dallas will now have a penalty advantage. They'll kick for touch here. The ball doesn't quite make it into touch, and Kansas City brings it up from the 22. Alex Ilali misses a tackle. Boogie levels their number 18. Kansas City being very careless with their passes, and it's costing them.
We're coming up on halftime, right? Yeah, should be. Should be coming up on halftime.
Dallas will have the line out here. Looks like we're going with a full line setup. The ball is up and apparently not straight. Kansas City will have an option here to either scrum or have a line out of their own. Kansas City choosing to have a line out of their own here, and we will restart play. Now the ball is not straight there, but caught by number 7 Pats. Brought up inside the 22 into the 5. And Dallas driving. The ball spun out to the left. Who scored? Noodles brings it down for yet another Dallas try. Dallas now up 52 to nothing. Kansas City seemingly with no answers for this Dallas team as we approach halftime. And the conversion is good as we go into the half. That brings the score to 45 to nothing.
Did he make it or no?
I'm sorry, 54 to nothing. This announcer is having problems with math and names today. All right, we are going to take a break for the half, and we'll return shortly with some more action here from Lake Highlands and your Dallas Rugby Football Club. All right, and we're back for more second half action here with your Dallas Rugby Football Club and the Kansas City Blues. I am Chris Shrek Hopkins, and I'll be your announcer yet again for this second half. Just as a reminder, we are here today for Community Day, raising awareness for ALS and trying to raise money for the Attack Life Sloan Foundation for Nick Sloan, who is a Dallas Rugby Football Club member who was diagnosed with ALS in 2020. We are trying to raise awareness and money for a cure for this horrible disease. And here on a beautiful day, beautiful Saturday for rugby, waiting for the kickoff. Kansas City will be kicking off again to the Dallas Rugby Football Club, who are firmly in control of this game at 54-0. It'll be interesting to see whether the Kansas City Blues were able to make any adjustments at halftime to stop this relentless offense of the Dallas Rugby Football Club. And here we go for the start of the second half. Ramsey misses the ball, and then Al knocks it on. Kansas City regains possession inside the Dallas territory. Apparently Dallas being knocked for a knock-on there, and Kansas City will have their first scrum of the game. Dallas was able to dominate the Kansas City Blues in the first half. Let's see if that can continue. Dallas recovers the ball. Ball being bounced around a little bit. Noodles comes up with it and is immediately met with contact. The Dallas forward pack charges forward. Pinky gets the ball across field, then offloads, but the ball's lost. Recovered by Dallas. Brian O'Neill takes it up past midfield. And Kansas City is penalized. We have a player down here. It looks like O'Neill is down after that run. And we have a medic coming on. We'll take a quick break here to assess the situation. Kansas City has a player that apparently is injured as well and is coming off. Of course, this season has been cut horribly short by the COVID-19 crisis, and I'm sure these players are not in the shape that they would normally be in mid-April. O'Neill being helped off the field by the medical staff and rugby director Philip Coopens. Hopefully this isn't too serious of an injury. And Dallas will have a penalty advantage, and they will kick for touch here. The last kick failed to make it out of bounds. Let's see if this one has the distance, and it does. just outside the 22, Dallas will have their line out. And Dallas looks to be setting up with a 5-man, 4-man line out here. Al with the throw in. And a little bit of an overthrow there puts the Dallas backline in trouble. And the knock on there will give Kansas City the scrum input. And here's Kansas City with the scrum, but the ref is not satisfied with the stability here, so he will have the pack reset. Of course, safety is the key issue in a scrum. And now we reset. Kansas City will have their scrum input. The ref is again not satisfied with the pre-scrum engagement, and it looks to be warning both sides to not push before the ball is put in. Again, we will reset for this Kansas City scrum, and the ball actually makes it in this time. Kansas City able to maintain possession, and unfortunately loses the ball through a knock-on. We'll go back for another scrum. Kansas City having trouble getting anything going here on offense, and the longer that goes on, the more dire their situation becomes. Dallas will have the input here on this scrum. Their back line sits ready. Kansas City pushing a little bit before that the ball's put in, but Dallas able to maintain. Oh, and an unforced error and another knock on, and we will reset for a third scrum in a row. Some sloppy ball handling here is creating extra work for this forward pack. Unforced errors by the back line creating work for forwards. I think that is an ever constant factor in this game that we love so much. Kansas City will have the input for this scrum, and here we go again. Kansas City pushing the Reds forward pack a little, and the ball's moved out. A little chip kick. Gets past Noodles. Noodles chasing the ball further and further into Dallas territory, but he regains and now is moving forward. Shakes one defender and is tackled by another. Kansas City is able to steal possession. And Kansas now moving forward a little bit into Dallas territory. Their number 12 makes some positive yardage. Surging forward, they are moving just about at the Dallas 22. Dallas defense scrambling. The ball's loose in the scrum. In the ruck, excuse me. Oh, and a massive tackle will leave Dallas with a penalty for not releasing the tackle. Kansas City kicks the touch, and we'll have a line out just inside the 22 of the Dallas Rugby Football Club.
Jody and Boogie off? No. Yeah, Boogie off. Jody and Boogie off.
And Colin Boogie Arian coming out and Jody coming in for him. Here's Kansas City with a little bit of offense here. Finally, oh, the ball is spun out to the side. Kansas City is able to maintain possession despite some pressure in the ruck. Kansas City seems to be having trouble with getting support runners. And a quick tap. Number 13 brings it in, and he... Unfortunately, there is a whistle, and that ball is going to be coming back. Kansas City was a little bit ahead there, and they were off the mark, so the ref wanted to bring it back. They do a quick tap and run the ball forward inside the 5. Kansas City pushing, Dallas scrambling to defend. Number 12 gets it, surges forward, and he is across the line. Will he get it down?
Held up.
It's held up, and we will come back for a 5-meter scrum. Dallas defense again holding, unwilling to let the Kansas City Blues in for a try. Halfway through the second half, Dallas leads 54-0 as a 5-meter scrum here. Kansas City will have the input. High tackle on Dallas. Dallas has to go back to the try line to defend. Kansas City was a little bit too eager in their efforts, and they'll have to come back. The ball is again held up by Dallas defense, and we will come back for another 5-meter scrum. The tenacious efforts of Dallas have left Kansas City unable to score, as I'm sure it's starting to get very frustrating for the Kansas City Blues. And Kansas City puts in a disheveled scrum, and Dallas regains possession. The ball bounces around. It's in the try zone. Somehow Dallas comes out. We spin it out to Noodles. Noodles is on the move. Shakes one defender. He's off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. And here comes... Who is that? Christian Schultz. Oh, and he loses the ball with nobody around him. It goes backwards. It's kicked forward and lost. The mother of all unforced errors there. He had nobody in front of him and just appeared to lose the ball. With shades of Leon Lett in the 1990s, he looked to have been showing off before he put that try down. Kansas City will have the put in for this scrum as Dallas knocks the ball on. Here comes Kansas City with the scrum. Kansas City pushing forward. They manage to get the kickoff. The ball bounces and Noodles gets it, swings it out to the left. The ball swung again to the left. Dallas patiently working the ball up. The ball's lost straight down, so no knock on. Dallas continuing on the attack. Here comes Noodles. Noodles will offload. No, he shakes another defender. Noodles in for the try. Dallas is now up 59-0 here late in the second half. Will Kansas City have any sort of an answer for this Dallas Rugby Football Club? We have yet to see any evidence that that may be the case. Again, this should be a relatively easy conversion, being straight in front of the post.
Good work, Pinky.
Your loose head prop coming off now after a hard-fought game, Pinky.
Is that good? Conversion good? Is the conversion good? The public needs to know. Hello? Anyone, was it good?
All right, and the conversion was good, bringing the score to 61-0. Your Dallas Rugby Football Club firmly in control of this game. Kansas City slowly walking back to midfield to kick the ball yet again back to the Dallas Rugby Football Club. And the ball is short of the 10 meters, so we will... Nope, we played it, so the ball swung out to the right. A little chip kick. Razzle down. Oh, another chip kick. Oh, and it bounces. Oh, my goodness gracious. That was... just absolutely amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Dallas Rugby in for another try. Dallas Rugby scores yet again off an absolutely beautiful double chip kick by... by J.P. Miller.
From South Africa. Not Miller.
Oh, J.P. from South Africa. South African.
I can't pronounce his last name. It's with a K.
And here we are lined up for another conversion. The ball doesn't quite make it anywhere near the uprights, so The score will remain 66-0. With 15 minutes left in the game, Kansas City resets to kick off to Dallas. The ball again fails to go 10 meters. The ref doesn't seem to be too concerned with that, and lets play go on as Kansas City surges forward. Dallas was caught a little bit off guard there as they were expecting to get a scrum. Kansas City pushing forward, but Dallas defense takes them down. Oh, and a knock-on will give Dallas a scrum advantage. Oh, excuse me, a penalty for offsides. Quick tap taken. Offload to number 18. Inside the 5, Dallas tries to hold up the Kansas City offense, and the ref is apparently signaling for a scrum, for a 5-meter scrum.
So after this match, we're going to have to work pretty quick to get this thing down, the SD card replaced, and I'm going to probably get another, we got a little battery that we probably got to replace as well. To make sure that
Dallas will have their 5-meter scrum here. The ref not satisfied with the stability of the scrum there, so he will have them reset. And here we go again. Dallas with the put in for this scrum. Dallas penalized for, I can't quite make out what that penalty was for. I assume it was a scrum related offense. Kansas City will quick tap. The big number 3 is immediately hit and taken down. And Dallas penalized again. We're seeing a yellow card here. Apparently, the ref is fed up with who is this? Shane Tew. Oh, Shane Stewart is off in the sin bin, and unfortunately that leaves Dallas down a man.
first try.
Kansas City is able to put that down after that penalty, and they get their first points of the game. 66-5 with around 9 minutes left in this game. Kansas City still fighting. We'll line up here for the conversion attempt.
So while you're bringing the camera down, I'll probably be working on this. So all you got to know is each. So each, there's another one right there. Loosen it up. Bring the next level down.
And the conversion was no good. Dallas kicks the ball off to Kansas City. Kansas City receives the ball, and their big 24 immediately bumps off one defender, two defenders, but loses the ball in the process. The ball goes forward and is lost for a knock-on. Dallas will have this put in of the scrum, and it looks like we have an injured player on the team, on the field, and Al looks to be trying to do his best to fight it off, but
Not looking good, Cotton.
it's not looking good, Cotton. We'll pause play here while we assess the situation here. Al is apparently just was a little shaken up. He's okay, and will enter the scrum at hooker. I guess he's moved out to flanker, excuse me. And Dallas will have the put in here in the scrum. Late in the game, Dallas retains possession via the scrum and immediately puts pressure on the Kansas City defense. The forward pack doing the work, gaining those inches. Here's Alex Campbell bringing the ball up, taking about 5 Kansas City defenders with him. The ball spun out to the side. Here we go. Oh, and some unfortunate ball handling, lands the ball into touch. Kansas City will have their line out here. They look to be going with a 5-man setup here, right around their 22. Let's see if they can put together anything meaningful here in the later stages of this game. The ball's in. It's a horrible throw that ends up going straight to the Dallas off defense. And here comes Dallas pushing the ball off to the left. Another offload. Great hands. Here comes Noodles. And he is taken out of bounds. Kansas City tries to go quick, but Dallas is able to get a man there. The throw is in. It's not straight, but the ref content to play on. Here comes Kansas City surging forward. Rumbling, bumbling. They make it out of their 22. Dallas, apparently offsides, is penalized. Kansas City will now have a free kick here. They will try to put the ball down as far down into Dallas territory as possible, but they opt to just kick it straight out. Gaining maybe 10 yards. Kansas City is still very much within their own territory, failing to gain anything meaningful on that kick. Kansas City with the line out here. Looks like they have a 5-man setup. They go straight to the front and it's immediately brought down. Spin move. Kansas trying desperately to make it out of their own territory, but they drop the ball. Dallas recovers. The ball spun out right. Noodles has it. Another offload. Another offload. Here he goes. He's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, Dallas Rugby Football Club with yet another try. Manny's put that one down to bring the score to 71-5. 71-7, excuse me. And we will have a conversion attempt here from about 20 meters out, just to the right of the post. Here comes the conversion attempt.
The Blues would hate me. I played for both teams, but there's no bias.
The kick is up and it's wide to the left.
I can't put it up. Still the distance as far as it goes. That's the same thing. Double dislocation.
And we will go back to midfield where Kansas City will have to again kick the ball back to the Dallas Rugby Football Club. We should be going down to the final minutes of this match. The ref is indicating there's 1 minute left in play as Kansas City kicks it off to Dallas. This kick actually does make it farther than 10 meters. Dallas is able to receive. They're spinning the ball to the left, to the right. Oh! Here we go, and an offload. Oh, another. Oh, he just drops it. The ball just went forward and is unfortunately knocked on. This will be the last scrum of the game, barring any unforeseen circumstances. Kansas City will have the put in here just inside their own territory. Here comes the put in. Kansas City retains possession. The ball spun out, brought up the middle by Kansas City, surging forward. The ball is dropped and knocked forward by Kansas City, and we will have another scrum. Dallas will have the put in for this one, right at midfield. TJ Quiggle with the put in. Alex Campbell loses the ball forward to Kansas City. Kansas City gets across midfield. They're number 7. The Kansas City forward pack brings it up. They're big number 3. Oh, the ball is dislodged by Ramsey. Lost forward. Kansas City able to regain possession. And Dallas is penalized for not rolling away. Kansas City has a penalty here. They will kick to touch. And just inside the Dallas 22, Kansas City will have their line-out attempt. Opting for a 5-man setup here. And the throw is stolen by Dallas. Al brings the ball down and is able to offload it, but the ball is dislodged and knocked out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession and have yet another line out. Dallas with a 5-man lineout retains possession. The throw is not straight. Kansas City will have an option of a scrum or a lineout here. And it looks like they will opt for a scrum. Kansas City puts in, retains possession, spins the ball left. The ball's knocked on. It's picked up by Wyatt. No, not Wyatt. Alex Campbell's rumbling and bumbling down there into Kansas City territory just outside the 22. The ball spun out. Oh, and it's knocked forward. So my earlier reports of a minute left in the game were incorrect. We apparently have 3 minutes left. And Kansas City will have the put in for this scrum. Just outside of their 22. Dallas has been in firm control of this game from the start. Kansas City just trying to make anything work here, as Dallas just has been completely dominant on both sides of the game. Dallas gains penalty advantage but takes the kick away from the mark, and it's brought back. Sorry, that was a knock on there, and Dallas will have the put in for this scrum just outside of the Kansas City 22. Will Kansas City be able to hold this last bit of offense from the Dallas rugby football team? Kansas City picks up another penalty. Dallas setting up to do a quick tap here. No. They're going to kick for touch. And Dallas will have a line out just outside the 5-meter line of the Kansas City Blues. Dallas going with a full line out. Dallas will be looking to bring the ball down and maul, but they are lucky to maintain possession, and Dallas able to bring the ball down and reset. Here comes, and we're through, and here comes another try. Cody brings this one down for the Dallas Rugby football team, and we are now 76-7 here late in this game. This will presumably be it for this game after this conversion attempt. Noodles lining up to attempt the conversion. Hey, Tech. And Noodles converts successfully, bringing the score to 78-7, and that will do it here for our D2 match. Dallas 78, Kansas City 7.